Hey everybody, welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
So we're doing this book called Marvel Universe versus Wolverine. It's confusing to me, and I want to talk about it because it's interesting. And
I mean, I feel like the title explains itself.
pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Marvel Universe versus Wolverine. Now, obviously, or maybe not so obviously, it's a what if book. It's not called What If. This is during 2012, a period when Marvel was like, are we doing what ifs anymore?
We don't need to title it that.
We don't need to give anyone any context for anything ever again. We're good now.
Let
There's an
them figure
Avengers
it
movie in
out.
theaters. We're good.
They're testing the waters to be like, hey, if you want this in canon, sure.
No, there's no way this is in canon. This is completely another reality.
Well, it's like they've already got the Ultimate
Yeah.
Universe. They're like, we're already doing multiple universe. They'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
This is the Versus universe.
Yeah.
The Versaverse.
That's basically what it is. Like, I don't know what the hell you call this universe. I call it the Marvel Universe versus verse because there's
Because they
actually...
specifically say Marvel Universe, not Marvel versus Wolverine.
No.
The Marvel Universe.
And now this is the
Yes.
interesting
Versus
thing. They were also having other characters. So like there was Deadpool versus the universe versus the Marvel
There was
universe.
Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
There we
Right.
go.
Punisher kills the Marvel Universe as well. We've never done that one. But this is Marvel Universe versus Wolverine. It is part one of a 3-part
What?
non-linear story that takes place in an alternate Earth.
Wait, is this just part one?
This is part one. Marvel Universe versus
Jesus.
Wolverine is technically part one. Part two is Marvel Universe versus Avengers. And then part three is Marvel Universe versus Punisher. And my plan is we're going to do each volume interspersed throughout the year. So it's going to be like, hey, remember Marvel Universe versus? We're doing part two. And it's going to be like, what? And I reached out to Jonathan Mayberry, the author of this story. He has written a number of books as well and comics. And he's the architect of this entire thing.
Okay.
And we follow each other on Twitter, and I was like, hey man, what's the story here? And he was like, I would be happy to help you. And I haven't heard back. So we're just going to talk
so we
about
don't
this,
know what the
and we're
story
going to get
is.
some more context in volume 2.
Yeah, once
Right.
he sees the episode and says, okay, that was entirely wrong, you'd be like, I know, you
Okay,
didn't get
right.
back to me.
I don't know. Well, that's the thing is, like, when this came out, it was just like, hey, Marvel Universe versus Wolverine. And I'm like, that sounds neat. Look
read
at the
it.
cover. It looks like all the heroes are fighting Wolverine.
Right. They're like, nah.
Yeah, but they look like themselves.
Right.
So what's the hitch? This particular volume is drawn by Lawrence Campbell. Each volume has a different artist on it. And when I looked this up, because I remember when this came out, I picked it up and I was like, this is neat. And I was hooked and I enjoyed it. And I read all of them. And at the end of it, I was like, why did they do this?
That's a
Wait,
great
what?
reaction to have.
Well, but like, because I like to know how things work and why they came
right.
about. And like, so it's, for all intents and purposes, it's another zombie story. But like, Marvel Zombies exists and is a known commodity and has made them tons of money. To the point where there's a Marvel Zombies episode of What If, there's a Marvel Zombies animated spin-off series coming to Disney Plus. There are multiple
What?
volumes of Marvel Zombies comics. Yeah. Marvel Zombies has crossed over with Army of Darkness. Marvel
Zombies make bank is
Marvel Zombies. There's a specific brand right there, and they're like,
Right.
how about another Marvel Zombies? We won't call it that because they're
Right.
not technically zombies.
But you'll clearly buy it.
Will you? What
Do
does
you
this
like
say?
zombies? Do you hate Marvel zombies? Well, here's another zombie thing.
That's
Maybe
it.
you'll like this one.
This made no attempt to tell you, like, it's an alternate Marvel zombie story, or this is a
No, you
messed
have
up,
to like
crazy
read
universe.
it to figure that
You
out.
have to read it, and it's like, well, they're reading it. But how are you selling it to them, though?
Well, it says Wolverine on the cover. I think that's probably how.
That's literally it. That's the only method of marketing they have, is just like, Wolverine sells books, put it in there. I don't know. And we're going to see how well this branding works, because that's what this episode's called, is Marvel Universe versus Wolverine.
Right.
It's a catchy title. It should get some clicks. It does have shades of the kind of role reversal that you'll see in subversive classic fiction like I Am Legend, where it's like, oh, who's the monster? Clearly the vampires are the monster, but like, whatever. And that's what it is with this, where it's like humanity is making a turn. And Wolverine is fighting against it because of his healing factor. But like,
Right.
but also this book and its subsequent volumes are told around the same time, but showing bits and pieces of the same images. And they don't tell you like, oh, this is going to continue in Marvel Universe versus Avengers. This is just a book.
Yeah, they threw it out there.
Here. And then you read it, and there's no like this is volume 1.
Right.
It is.
There's no indication.
But there's no indication. And you
Well, because they didn't want to, they weren't sure.
but like what?
They wanted to keep going.
By the
Let's
time
see
they
how
get
it
to
does.
the 3rd volume, they still don't do it. And I guess it's because you could read it technically out of within any order.
Oh yeah, they don't want you to be like, oh, volume 3, never mind.
Yeah, but like I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, I think I've pretty much figured out how they sell comic books, but I don't know how the hell they've sold this thing.
See, that's the thing, is that if they're selling volume 1 and you like it, you're like, all right, I need the rest of them.
That's true. That's true. It does maybe hurt later sales because you're not letting people know ahead of time that there's gonna be another one.
Right.
But I think people can kind of figure that out.
Well, when they see Marvel Universe Versus again, then
Yeah.
they're gonna go, oh, but like what? What volume is this? It's not.
Right. But that's what they do with movies.
Yeah.
Everything's a subtitle now. There's no
true.
numbers. It's all subtitles.
Yeah, and it's confounding.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that Wolverine has a healing factor in this, and it's preventing him from succumbing to
To
whatever's
the
going
zombie
on?
thing.
Yes.
Don't all the superheroes
He'll have a healing factor,
Yeah.
but
It's not as
Wolverine's is an
effective.
aggressive healing factor.
Yeah.
Also, it's like one of his main mutations.
Okay.
Like he
Yeah.
has claws, sure, but like even
He has
back
like
in
the
the day,
best healing factor.
he has the best healing factor. Him and Deadpool.
Deadpool, yeah.
But Deadpool's is not quite as awesome as Wolverine's because this is about Wolverine. So
Of course.
the book opens and Wolverine is slaughtering Kitty Pryde,
Oh.
and Colossus walks in and he's like, Colossus is my best friend. And here's some context about how, like, when we first met in Giant Size X-Men #1, he was just this innocent kid from Russia, a farm boy who was brought in on Xavier's holy quest to unite humanity and mutants. And
Right.
like, now I have to kill him with my adamantium claws, which indeed he does.
Wow,
How?
what a great wrap-up of your life together.
Yeah.
I met him, and now I kill
And
him.
now he's
Well, he
dead.
was-
Were there other moments in your
Sure,
life?
yeah,
that
no,
stand out?
we see 2 of them. When we meet, when we develop the fastball special, which is Colossus throwing Wolverine at an aggressor, and then, like, when I murdered him. Those
did
are the
he-
key points.
How did he kill him?
I can't get too sentimental
Adamantium.
right now. I have to murder him.
That's right. Adamantium is stronger than the metal that Colossus can naturally form with his mutation.
I see.
So he kills Colossus. It's
What
sad.
if Colossus was made out of adamantium?
That'd be neat.
what if?
He probably wouldn't be able to lift himself, but like, then we do it wasn't always like this. Let's go back. Let's
Yeah,
go
of
back.
course.
It started 5 weeks ago, and it shows like Wolverine hanging out, and he's watching TV. He's checking out. I think he's with Peter Rasputin, Colossus, watching a hockey game.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
And
all right.
Spider-Man's fighting the Rhino, like they blast through the ceiling, and the announcer's like, "Oh, what a game! Oh, it looks like the Rhino has appeared on the ice, and Spider-Man's giving him what for? Oh, and he's eating the Rhino. That's something new. I didn't know that they started eating people yet. That's pretty messed up, huh?" And Spider-Man is patient 0 for whatever this is, and
Oh.
immediately you're like, "Oh, zombie plague, right?" And
Right.
the Fantastic Four scooped him up, put him into their lab and put him under observation, and they're just kind of keeping him there and watching him, and they're analyzing his blood, and Wolverine's there too because I guess he was curious about it.
What?
Well, I saw it on TV, so I figured I would come over.
Yeah,
And no one else cares.
right.
I
Not
guess
like-
it's not that far.
It's not.
A couple hour drive or something.
Yeah, from Westchester. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, and this is cemented in a time where that was happening in continuity in 2012, but now this is like a flashback book. Like,
Yeah.
there's an island called Utopia that Scott's in charge of. Wolverine's dealing with like the Jean Grey school. It's weird.
If you
Yeah.
name your island Utopia, you are super pretentious.
You're also asking for it.
Oh yeah, that is not going to end well,
Well, if
for
you're
you.
a mutant and you have an island, you're asking for it.
Hey, period. Like, that's enough.
Yeah.
But you also name it Utopia?
Right.
Okay.
Well, it's
Why don't you just put a counter on
we're
it?
trying. We're trying to get people to come to it.
Yeah.
We're
trying to make
Hey,
it.
can everyone... Oh, we got bombed.
Don't think about how it ends. Just think about.
the time you're having now.
Yeah.
Reed is like whatever the hell Spider-Man has is like aggressive and it's altering his DNA. Like it's changing him. It's not like a zombie virus.
Did he kill the Rhino?
Presumably. We don't really
Did
see
they also
the Rhino again.
Did they also capture the Rhino as well?
Yeah, did his corpse reanimate?
They don't really deal with it.
Oh.
But we do establish that like once you die, you then become this thing. So it is similar to zombies, but like you'll see how it gets into the weeds a little bit.
No.
It's 25% more distinct from Marvel Zombies.
So this is like if anyone dies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's very much like Walking Dead.
Yes.
Because like if you die, even from old age,
Right.
you're gonna
you
come
become a
back.
zombie. Exactly. Yeah, it's like that. Reed thinks at this point that it's contained. Right
Okay.
now. He's
Right
like,
now.
we got Spider-Man, we don't know. it's not transferable through like certain means. You know, like it's his disease. We've got him under observation.
Like you're not going to get it from breathing near him.
So we think it's pretty much contained to like Rhino and Spider-Man, and Rhino's either dead or gone.
Okay.
So we're not going to deal with him. The Fantastic Four don't like put him in the cage with Spider-Man, but we're pretty good.
And not giving him a snack.
Yeah. Well, and Wolverine is like, yeah, right. So he goes on like normal. You know, the X-Men do their thing. He and Psylocke are on a mission. They're recovering some kind of important artifact. He sends Psylocke topside. They're in like the sewers. Psylocke goes topside to escape their aggressors. The, you know, classic villains like Hydra. And she screams bloody murder. Wolverine goes up there, and her arm attached to the briefcase they were recovering is all that's left of Psylocke.
Yeah.
And Wolverine's like, damn it. Reed Richards shows up to the scene of the crime to be like, so you think, Wolverine, that this is related to what happened to Spider-Man? And Wolverine's like, yeah. Like, I sensed that it's like the same kind of situation.
I can smell it.
Using my senses.
Using my heightened senses, I can smell it. But
But Reed, you should be able to use your science and figure that out.
this is true. Like, you should be able to like have like a weird view screen that just like looks at whatever we're seeing here and give us like all the spectral analysis we need.
Yeah, like a time travel view screen that can see what
happened 10 minutes ago?
in
Yeah.
this spot.
Hell, why don't you just use Dr. Doom's time machine to go back and see what happened to Spider-Man? But like, no, we're
Right?
not.
If I had a time machine, I'd use that all the time
all
for that
the
reason.
time. Yeah. Dr. Doom just used it to get laid, which is admirable. But you know,
Yeah.
so
Nothing wrong with that.
you know,
I'll go back to before I had a metal body.
yeah. So Wolverine basically goes on like a holy crusade to avenge Psylocke. He's like, I'm participating with like. He and Reed are on speed dial now. Like Reed Richards is a supporting character in Marvel Universe versus Wolverine now.
Okay.
And Reed is like, I'm going to team up with Hank Pym and some other super scientists, and we're going to figure out this problem because now I'm not optimistic about this situation. Now I'm starting to think we're kind of fucked already. So Wolverine goes on his like crusade. It's not working well. He's not
because
finding
like if
anything.
Psylocke got killed by the same thing and they
Yeah.
already had Spider-Man,
Right.
it's out.
It's out, exactly. And it's fast, or it's at least stealthy enough to evade most of Wolverine's hunting ability. So,
Yeah, but it's not like it's an animal.
no.
Well,
but like,
there might be
the greatest game is what Wolverine hunts for the most part anyway.
Yeah, it might be people who are zombies who are sneaking around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Wolverine calls Beast, and he like links Beast up with Reed to kind of like help.
Right.
'Cause
Let me get
Beast
all the
is-
brains
all
together.
the brains, and like Beast has his own facility, his own technology on Utopia. He's doing his thing, but like they're working, you know, simultaneously from different coasts.
Okay.
It's like their DNA is being restructured by whatever this is.
Right. And if that happens to him, then he'd be an altered beast.
So Wolverine's doing his thing, he's doing his hunt, and then he discovers like that there is a woman and a baby being attacked by the husband holding a hatchet, and Wolverine's like, oh no you don't! He jumps on the dude with the hatchet, and he's like, stop! And his wife and baby are the monsters.
Oh,
And,
it's the opposite of what you think.
Right? But then Wolverine is like knocked into a garbage can. The aggressor who attacked Psylocke, now it's hunting Wolverine.
Oh. Wait, is that the
Oh.
woman with the baby or someone else?
No, somebody else. Like, it's just Wolverine's like, it's happening to regular people. It's happening elsewhere. Like it's spreading.
Does
Wolverine.
Wolverine say the hunter now becomes the hunted?
He does not say that specifically because the book is not as cliche as you'd
But
imagine.
we hear that in
But
our
we
heads
know that
'cause
that's
we
the
know
line.
what's happening. Yeah.
So Wolverine's doing his thing. He's like driving through the city. A lot of this book takes place in either like northern New Jersey or in Manhattan.
Okay.
You know, like they go to the Goethals Bridge. They visit Elizabeth, New Jersey. Like I'm like, hey,
I know there.
I know
Oh,
all
those are
those
all places I've heard of.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Wolverine.
of course they're going to Elizabeth. It's a big port town,
Yeah,
and they got an IKEA.
that's true.
You can hang out there for a long time.
Yeah,
Bunker
yeah,
up.
but it's also like choked with people already. I feel like it's not a great place to hide.
Not a great place. No.
Right.
But you can still get those meatballs.
Yeah.
So Wolverine is like hanging around.
Let's get some Swedish meatballs.
Ben's been doing these little extra things. It started last episode. It's like, come on. I cut it out of the last one. I didn't have a good opportunity to put it in. I don't know if it's gonna make it here, but
Yeah, we'll see.
you miss 100% of the shots.
I just enjoy the crack. Hey.
It's interesting to see Wolverine's state of mind throughout this book because Wolverine is kind of like, Wolverine's a little bit of an optimist, where he's like, I really don't want to believe, because Reed is like, it's over.
Yeah, Wolverine is not normally the optimist. Wolverine is the guy who's just like, everything sucks.
Everything sucks. Everyone's a monster. It's all going to hell. Fuck it.
Right.
Let me.
But he doesn't have like the certainty of a scientist who like sees the problem at a like molecular level and
goes,
is like, there's no way to save the
"We're
world.
ruined."
And Wolverine's like, a normal person was like, no, there has to be like a way.
What about the indomitable human spirit?
Right.
Reed's
And Reed's like, that's not
He just laughs
a
at him.
physical
Yeah.
thing.
He goes,
Ah, you simpleton.
what an asshole. So Wolverine is just hoping, like, he kind of knows that like they're fucked, but he hopes against it. And then
Right.
he happens upon a car accident between like a bus and a school bus, and these children are just running amok, eating people and yelling out the word meat, while the crossing guard is just singing the song Blackbird to himself.
What?
Because he's like, it's over. Like, he's just letting it all happen to him. And Wolverine's like, this is the world now.
Wow.
So he goes to Reed and he's like, this is what's happening. Like, he tells them about, like, a bus full of children have this thing, and they're calling out the word meat and they're eating people. And they're like,
And you say the crossing guard was saying Blackbird. There must be some sort of connection.
Right.
Beetles eat meat. They're carrions.
And the X-Men have a Blackbird.
My goodness.
right.
It's all coming together.
Something about us were important.
yeah.
No.
Is it about
No, someone was
X-Men?
just
Is it about the
sentimental.
X gene? Is like
It is not.
something?
It's not like,
okay.
no, it's not like Earth X where, you know,
Okay.
the X-Men are scapegoats against this whole thing. No, it's
Right.
not.
Or it's the next evolution.
Right. No, it's
right.
not like, yeah, mutation was always going to lead to this. No, it's not
Okay.
that. It's something else. It's a horror movie. So, you know, Utopia promised to send like high-tech mutant science to Reed via Angel, who's going to fly it over there. And, you know, Wolverine's like, what about that stuff? And Reed's like, I haven't heard anything about that. And Wolverine's like, oh. Pym basically, like, spells it all out for Wolverine because Wolverine's us. And they're like, what's happening? I can't believe the world would fall this quickly. And Hank's like, they're not zombies. They're cannibal predators. Like, they have become this kind of, like, alpha hunter that eats its own kind. That's what they are. And that, like, based on their findings of Spider-Man, something happened. There was this disease or this thing, this pathogen, Spider-Man's Patient Zero, or maybe not,
Right.
who spread this thing violently. And as a result, like, this is the change. And it's altering people's DNA to become, because Wolverine observed it when they were talking about their analysis of Spider-Man, where it's like, he has become, like, they expose him to, like, extreme temperatures and he evolves. And it's like, he is being made for the New World Order. Like, humanity is changing as a result of this virus to withstand this new reality.
Oh my God, is this like the happening where the Earth is changing people
It's not
to
the
get rid
happening.
of people?
Thank you, God, it's not the happening. No, it's more just like, this is an idea. They talk about how this concept was like thrown out there during like the Cold War, that if there were to be a nuclear holocaust, we'd have to breed humans that could like withstand the world, like the new world from its environment.
Okay.
And-
so what is their like explanation for what triggered this?
No, they talk about that. We'll get there.
Overpopulation.
I see.
No, it's not overpopulation, but
That makes sense.
Yeah.
but no.
like we're just gonna have to kill all of them. That's probably gonna be our solution.
It's either going to be kill all of them or get used to eating long pig.
Yes. So Wolverine goes to the like Central Park Zoo. Dr. Octopus is just like grabbing people and eating them.
Oh, jeez.
Wolverine just jumps up and kills him. Like, we see a really cool action sequence of Wolverine versus Dr. Octopus while he is narrating his problem, where he's like he has to track down Archangel or Angel. I always call him Archangel because I grew up with him being Archangel.
You're right.
Yep.
He does find Angel, and he just like he quadrisects him.
Right.
Yeah.
Angel's already gone.
So he's like, that's
it's
the end of
like-
that. Blurp.
Tears
Yeah,
apart.
it's literally just a hook kind
Yeah.
of move, and
Yeah.
he's just in pieces.
And he's like, if Angel has it and he came from Utopia, it means that the disease is spread to the other coast.
right.
So it's already over.
Yeah.
So he takes the Blackbird and he goes to Utopia and he slaughters all of the X-Men.
Oh wow.
Wolverine kills Utopia?
Wolverine kills Utopia.
No.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Just because it's Scott's project.
This
Hank
better
and
not be
Reed.
like Mysterio is like causing
Not.
this entire
No, we already
thing.
did that. That's Old Man Logan. Yeah, but this is the second time in only a few years where Wolverine slaughters all of the X-Men.
Yeah.
But one's under false pretenses.
Right.
So Wolverine goes back to the Eggheads, and they talk
They're
about
like, good news, we did figure out a way to reverse it. We just got to release this simple thing into the air,
into
and
the
everyone
air.
will turn back the way they were. Hope you didn't kill anybody.
No, they were very clear, like, kill everybody.
Right.
They're really now they're looking for, like, inoculation.
Okay.
As opposed to cures.
Right.
Yeah, like we can't change who has already been turned, but we might be able to save the people who haven't yet.
Yes, and that is the goal henceforth.
Okay.
Pym names it. He basically calls it Survivor 118. It also has this really long name that I'm not going to try and
Oh
pronounce.
my god, yeah, no.
They know that it came from someplace. They know that there was... It was basically a bioweapon that was engineered and it was released, and they think they've tracked it down. They know that, like, there was this guy who had some dealings with it, and his name is Frank Castle.
What?
That Frank was involved with it because they know that, like, Survivor 118 was supposed to be transported. It was going to be sold on the black market by the Russian mafia of all places.
Okay.
And basically Frank was like, Russian mob, I go there and I shoot them.
Right.
But he didn't know. He thought they were, like, smuggling drugs or something.
Sure.
Instead,
Something
it was a
normal.
deadly pathogen that was going to change the entire shape of the world. There are heroes who are trying to stop it. Like, there's a big superhero fight in the middle of, like, Times Square.
Yeah.
And Wolverine's just like, on any other day, I would have jumped in and helped out, but, like, I have to do this one thing. They're like, go find Frank Castle and see if he has any of this stuff. Frank's in the front lines. He's a kid in a candy store. Oh, an excuse to shoot everybody.
Yeah.
Pep. He's just killing everybody. And he's teamed up with Hawkeye, and they're doing their thing. Hawkeye gets bit.
Oh. Frank's like, sorry.
He doesn't.
Blam.
He doesn't do it.
Not like this!
No, but, like, Clint gets bit. And we don't really see much of Hawkeye outside of Wolverine, Hawkeye, and Punisher all teaming up to kill the, like, mountain of cannibals that they were dealing with.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not like Hawkeye got bit and suddenly he's like, now I want meat!
Yeah. No.
No,
He's
it's
just like,
delayed.
damn it.
Ow! Like, that guy bit me!
Yeah, what a piece of shit. I love it because Hawkeye says, my God. And then Punisher says, we don't need God, we need more ammunition. I'm like,
Oh, Punisher.
Nailed it.
You never disappoint.
you smooth brain murderer. Wolverine's like, Reed Richards needs you. You might be responsible for, like, this whole thing. You know, because
You mean I have to be punished?
that's just what I've been asking for. Punish me, Wolverine.
Punish me! Punish me again! Punish me with your claws!
No, I'm good.
Frank goes to this, like, meeting.
He kills them all.
He kills them all.
Like, vials.
Vials fall.
He's just like, huh.
Yup.
Oops.
Yeah, it's
well,
like, oh,
that's probably not going to cause any problems.
Those were probably the drugs. They're on the ground.
Yeah,
They're destroyed.
drugs-
I don't care.
Well,
Drugs are
and-
usually in scientific vials.
Yeah. Well, and some of it got on Frank, and Frank, like,
Oh.
threw up, and then that was the end of it. Like, he
Right.
didn't get sick or anything else.
Oh, is he a carrier?
Well,
He's an asymptomatic
Did-
carrier?
he's not.
Did his vomit turn into this rage-filled meat monster and
No.
go off and affect people?
Become a little entity? No,
Yeah.
it did not. He just vomits.
Thank God.
But Wolverine calls Reed, and Reed's like, so what you're saying is all of it's gone.
It's all gone.
It's all gone. It was gone months ago, dude. And so he's like, okay, well,
We could go back to the site of where it happened. I'm sure they'd... Oh, they cleaned it
nah,
up.
no, we're not going to do that. Instead, bring Frank Castle here because he's asymptomatic. Like,
Right.
maybe he's really patient zero. Like, the fact that he's resistant to it means maybe, and he's
There's
not like a
something in his
mutant or
blood
anything.
we can use.
Yeah, maybe we could use it. Maybe he has a pure sample in his blood. So Wolverine's like, all right, come on, Frank, we got to go. And Frank's like,
No.
I don't have time to, like, meet with smart people and do tests. I got to kill people. And Wolverine's like, Jesus Christ, Frank, don't be a moron for once in your life. And then the two of them go.
Okay.
While they're on their way through New York, two cannibalized versions of Electro and Magneto are fighting. Boots on the ground, who are defending the Baxter building and protecting the eggheads from coming up with, like, a cure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They fire, like, a bazooka at both of them, which kills and activates both characters, Magneto and Electro, which causes basically an EMP, which blacks out all of Manhattan.
Oh.
Okay. I was going
not
to
good.
ask... this is interesting. Could Electro go toe-to-toe with Magneto?
Right.
Because with electricity, you can create your own magnetic fields.
I don't think so, because Max Dillon is an idiot.
Okay.
Like, Magneto's an Omega level mutant, whereas Max Dillon is a man altered by science. Or an accident, but still science, you know? Like, though it's been determined that Electro has... I don't know if he's had an upper limit explored. Like, it's a comic book. You could just make up one. Or say he doesn't. So, if you want that, sure. I'd be okay with that. I'd like to see that. I mean, we saw it right here, and it causes an EMP.
They're at least fighting.
They're at least
and
fighting.
it's not like Magneto just like,
Yeah.
gone.
No. But they are, they're cannibalistic predators.
Yeah, they're meat-addled.
Yes, but they're not like rage-filled zombies or.
They're just hungry.
They're just
Yeah,
hungry.
the kids were running around screaming meat. They still have intelligence.
They still have intelligence. They
I
still
know
have
how to
language,
speak.
and they're yeah.
Well, you know how to say one word. That's not very.
No, but we'll see more. When Wolverine left, there's like sandbags in front of the main entrance with like a Gatling gun.
There is no way the Baxter Building lost all of its power.
Oh no,
It's freaking Reed Richards.
It shouldn't, but it is.
But it
does.
did.
But it is,
Oh, it's an EMP.
it was
so
right next door.
Yeah.
It was pretty close.
Yeah. You can shield electronics and stuff from it, but it's proportional to like the distance you are from the source of the EMP.
Yeah.
So like the closer you are, the more shielding you need. And if it was right on top of you, you could imagine there's nothing you can really do to protect your
Yeah.
electronics.
Plus, they also have to get their power from the grid, I guess.
I think so.
Well, they probably have
if I were-
generators, but, like-
yeah, if I were Reed, I would have gotten off the grid a year, years
yeah, they
ago.
might have.
I have like
batteries and
super
stuff,
alien
but-
technology science that powers the
Yeah,
building.
I went to a dimension where it's just energy, and I just plugged it into there. So Wolverine and Punisher go in, and it's blacked out. There's severed human heads on bikes. It's over.
Right.
Is that the mailman?
It is Willie Lumpkin, yes.
Oh.
Like it must have happened recently because Wolverine only called him like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So they go up the stairs. Reed Richards is stretched out all over the stairwell, and he's just like, "Oh, Logan, he's okay.
Oh.
He's messed up, but he's not like changed."
Oh, I assumed he
did
was
it?
like stretching to protect something.
Right? No, he was just like
Someone just grabbed
he
him.
must have been
and-
knocked out or defeated while he was in maximum stretch. Anyway, so Wolverine and Punisher go in.
He doesn't like snap back like a rubber band.
He does not. No.
He doesn't
No,
tell him
has
who
to-
did it.
No.
He's just like,
He's so out of it, he
I
doesn't get a
see.
chance to. But like
Hey.
Spider-Man and Beast are changed, and you know,
they broke out
they broke
probably
out.
because
Yeah.
of.
Well,
Wait, Beast wasn't.
changed.
Yeah, he hadn't changed.
he
yet.
hadn't changed yet, but Beast wasn't strong enough to break Spider-Man out, nor was Spider-Man strong enough to break out, so someone else had to have broken them out. So
This would be a great time for Pym to sacrifice himself, turn into Giant Man,
Yeah.
and give everyone a big meal to focus on.
that's true. I think that's a good point.
You could eat me for like a long time. You wouldn't
and then
need to
everyone
eat
can get
anything
out of
else.
here.
Yeah.
Get the convoy out of here. So Spider-Man and Beast are eating this man, one of the scientists, and Spider-Man says, "This wizard wanted to hurt us and change us back, so I ate his heart."
Oh, so was it Doctor Strange?
No.
Oh.
The cannibal predators think that scientists are wizards.
Are wizards? Okay.
Or they call them wizards.
Right.
I love Wolverine because he's like, "You stupid assholes. You just killed your only chance at a cure for this." And Spider-Man's like, "Nobody wants a cure for this. You serve the wizards, we'll kill you too." And so Wolverine, he fights Spider-Man. Punisher gets attacked by Beast. Punisher just blows Beast's head off with a shotgun and then picks up Reed Richards and they get out of there. Spider-Man gets away. Basically, it's funny because Wolverine's monologue is basically like, Spider-Man's not strong enough to escape. He's not the most powerful, but he always finds a way to win. We have to get the hell out of here.
Right. I guess Spider
His
Sense.
indomitable spirit
It's
and
his spirit.
popularity.
Yeah, and, it's really his popularity.
Yeah.
Which Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe goes right into. Spider-Man escapes, and they're like, "Okay, well, Patient Zero is getting out of here. We can't kill him. We got to collect him. We're running out of time." And then the Thing appears, and he goes, "You got no time. It's our time now." He's changed. He took the hands of the men he murdered and made a necklace out of them, and is joined by a harem of Titania and Red She-Hulk, who are also changed.
Oh.
Thing broke them out.
Okay, but Thing is just
Gotcha.
speaking normally. Well, kinda. Never mind.
You'll see that those who are changed have a special font associated with their dialogue, but they can talk.
Right.
And I love Wolverine walks up and he goes, "Look, Grim, these people are your friends. Nobody wants to hurt you." And then just the next panel is Thing just punching him in the face.
Yeah.
Punisher just throws a whole bunch of flash grenades at them, and they try to make their way out.
He's like, I can't shoot rocks.
Yeah, no. Well, Wolverine's got adamantium claws, so he tries to cut him, and it's not really working out. So Thing grabs Red She-Hulk and just whips her at them as Punisher's throwing a grenade at her.
Oh, it's their own fastball special.
Yeah, that's right. But they use the explosion, Thing and Titania to escape, so they leave.
Oh, they sacrificed Red She-Hulk.
Yeah. So Wolverine, Reed, Punisher, and T'Challa are together, and they're like, it's over. It's amazing to see the portrayal of Reed and these big scientists who were before explosions in their lab, before all this crap, were like, it's over.
Right. Right.
Like, I really,
We're not gonna win.
Right. I really appreciate the kind of like frank and apathetic approach to this. Like Wolverine's like, come on, and they're like,
No.
why?
Yeah.
Like they're not like why, they're not like giving up.
Yeah, they're just like it's too late. It's
It's
not
too
gonna
late.
work.
Like it's not gonna work.
And
Yeah,
from
like,
the get-go, like, no, this is over.
Yeah, like we're working on it. We're trying to like we're focused on survival now.
Yeah.
Like, we're
maybe
not-
we could save something, but like the world,
world's over.
as you know it, is over.
Right.
You know, but maybe we can cure a few people.
Maybe we can protect a few people.
Yeah, create like an island of stability
Exactly.
somewhere.
Which like I'm glad
Fall
they didn't
back to,
follow
like,
it
an
to its
island or
conclusion
something.
where it's like Reed just goes, it's over, and then he just opens a portal to the negative zone, just leaves.
Or like goes into space.
Yeah.
I'll talk
Yeah.
to the Shi'ar for a while.
Right. It's over.
Yeah, it seems like it's more like get used to the destruction of your world because like that I can't stop.
Well, and the death of your friends.
Yeah, like I need you to not be shocked by it. You need to know it's going to happen because it is going to happen, and like I need you to still be effective
Yeah.
while we try to save what we
Right.
can.
Like you have actually been like super helpful. Like you go places we need you to go. You get things we need. We've been the ones who fucking up because like we're just not capable of protecting ourselves. So they start to leave. Like, they're like, we gotta go. There's okay. So like there's another lab. It's a backup. It's old equipment, but it's better than this lab, which is destroyed.
Right.
And the epicenter of the plague. So like I guess we'll leave. And so they're talking about how they're going to work on this nuclear. There's another group of scientists who had left earlier when things were starting to go bad, and so they're in the New Jersey lab, and so they're going to meet up with them and then make their way out of here. Thing never left. He's clung to the wall outside of them, listening to them.
Damn it.
Yay, Elizabeth.
So Punisher cuts his own arm, pours his blood into a petri dish, and just goes like, "That's all the blood I can spare. So long."
Oh, and he just leaves.
Yeah, he just
I don't have a
fucks off.
refrigerator or anything. Like I can't use
Good
that
luck.
blood.
I don't know your science. This is all the science I need right here. So
Great,
Frank.
thanks, Frank.
Frank teams up with Captain America. The Thing goes to an unseen character who is kind of like organizing this whole thing.
Captain America is like, yeah, let's kill all these people.
Let's kill these motherfuckers. Classic Captain America. No, he is not like that. He's sad. Like Captain America's like, this sucks.
Damn it.
But I still have to defend this country.
He has a great moment with Punisher, actually. He has a couple of great moments. So we see that, like, things are fucked. And there are some folk who haven't even involved themselves yet. Like, Dr. Doom is just in Latveria watching this all happen, being like, we'll see what goes on.
Right.
Yes, but how will this benefit me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Thing goes to his leader, and he's like, hey, man, like, the wizards are going to come and kill us. They're going to try and take us away. They're going to try and
Their
fix us.
leader?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's someone.
Yeah.
behind
Someone
this-
bigger than the Thing.
Yeah.
And he's
good
like, why would
call.
you come to me? And the Thing's like, because I can't stop them by myself, but I know you want to see them bleed. And so we'll see who that is. And we know who it is. It's the
Morbius. I want to see them all bleed.
and then I'll drink them dry. No, Morbius would be hilarious, but like it's the Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Hulk is the main
Right.
bad guy.
Wait, did Thing
Again.
break out Spider-Man or did the Hulk break out Spider-Man?
Thing broke out Spider.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Hulk is there too.
Hulk is
But
there too.
Hulk is
Hulk
the-
was doing his own thing over there, and then now like Thing and Hulk are teaming up
Okay.
and joining forces.
Was Hulk patient zero?
No.
No.
But
he
Hulk
just
is
turned
the
at some
leader.
point.
Yeah. No, Hulk turned at some point, and
he's
his-
Hulk, so now he's in charge.
Well, he's Hulk, and he has like not a healing factor. He has a healing factor, but like maybe his strength is keeping it from making him into a mindless one. But like he is all in on the new world order.
Right.
Like he's already appropriated Native American culture, and he has like a headdress and stuff, and he's got like a harem. Like this is
Now Hulk leads the
the
country.
reality is that
Yay.
in every alternate reality where things get dark, Hulk goes full maestro. He's like, I'm gonna need a bed full of babes, and I'm gonna need long hair
And a throne of skulls.
and a throne of skulls.
This is me.
This is me now.
Finally.
Finally, yes. Like Hulk is
Permission.
Hulk is just one prank away from destroying humanity. Hulk, there's a zombie outbreak out there. You're shitting me. Boom.
Oh, it's my time!
Yes.
Popping heads like they're soda cans. People are like, oh, Hulk, holy shit.
You're supposed to help us. Help you?
Why?
I'm helping myself.
Your world's dead. My world rises.
What world?
Nom,
You're not in
nom,
charge
nom.
of anything. You just, oh
Now
my
I
God.
am. I'm the strongest. I am in charge.
Strongest
You'll
wins.
see. I'll be in charge.
You'll see.
I'm not yet, but I will be in a few
Yeah.
minutes.
I have confirmation. I've been to the future. I know how bad it gets.
I've seen so many realities where I take over. I just know what my plan is.
Right.
Look, civilization breaks down. Who survives? The strongest.
Who's the strongest?
The strongest of the strongest?
Me.
I'm going to be on top. It's inevitable.
It's inevitable. I am inevitable.
I am inevitable.
So Reed Richards is like talking to Wolverine about how fucked it all is, and he's just like, usually when things get like really, really bad, like in the 0 hour, we come up with a solution that like doesn't resolve with a whole bunch of dead people.
But a bunch of people are already dead.
But like,
so-
what if this is it?
Right.
And Wolverine's like, nah, it's not, man. We got this. I'm like,
Right.
yeah.
We're going to New Jersey. We're going to save the world.
So we see a contingent of heroes, including Falcon and Captain America and T'Challa, and they're all on the Gothel's bridge, and they're gonna make their way. But Hulk was tipped off,
Right.
so Hulk stands between them, and he's brought an army of like mostly bad guys who have been changed, like Sabretooth and stuff.
Yeah, wow, he went full Native American.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got feathers and
It's like,
crap.
if there was Twitter, this would be really problematic. But instead, I just look like a baller, don't I? And they're like, why? Why?
well,
Why did you appropriate that?
Well-
he has no connection to it.
no.
Let's just focus on the story at
All
hand.
right.
Yeah.
So Deadpool shows up for no reason. He's here too, and he's just like, "Oh man, we are so screwed." So Wolverine, he slides his claws against like some metal on the bridge. He goes, "I don't like speeches, so this will be short. Science team needs an hour. That's what we're gonna give them. We kill anything that tries to cross the bridge. Speech over." Wolverine's like, Johnny, light him up. Human Torch made it somehow. Goes all the way up into the sky, just starts launching fireballs at the entire opposing team. They're all
Nice.
just on fire.
Yes.
And then Cap and the team just jump into the fire to kill the rest of them, like while they're burning.
I'd love it
Wow.
if the zombies don't care about fire and they're like, great, first we were fighting zombies, now we're fighting flaming zombies.
Fire
this did not
zombies.
help.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like they expose Spider-Man to extreme heat and cold, so like it's not killing them. Their
Right.
DNA is altering to be more resistant to it. So now they are just flaming cannibal predators.
Now we have to worry about being on fire.
So
Yes.
are they like Doomsday? Like they're getting like more effective as like
It
different
doesn't show them like,
hardships
get bigger
are,
or anything, or like
get
know,
bones and
lights?
stuff.
No.
But they are adapting
They are
to
adapting. Environmental factors.
yeah.
well, it's the body is being made more resistant to whatever's attacking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
which is
Which
what
also
happened
makes
with
it harder to
Doomsday.
kill them. Yeah, which is what happened with Doomsday.
Although
So-
he was separate entities, I guess. Like each time something happened, he died, and then they made a better one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well, that was also an entirely different universe.
Hulk
yeah.
does his Hulk does his classic like clap,
Yeah.
his sonic boom move, and that
Oh,
knocks.
he should have done it to put the fire out.
Well, he does. He knocks
Yeah.
Johnny out, and Johnny starts to fall. And Deadpool's like, "Wasn't he supposed to be our big artillery?" And Wolverine's like, "Yep." And Deadpool's like, "Can he fly without being on fire?" And Wolverine's like, "Nope." And he just lands.
Oh.
And after he dies, he changes, and now he is the Human Torch and a cannibal predator. So Wolverine's like, "Fuck it." He just throws himself at Hulk. He's like, "All right, I've fought the Hulk, but I never tried to murder the Hulk with my
Right.
adamantium claws."
Right.
So he just digs him into his head. He's just da-da-da. Yep. Wolverine's like, he's no match for Hulk because Hulk's faster and just
Yeah.
grabs him and throws him across the way.
Yeah, but you should like at least lobotomize him a little bit.
This is
right?
true. But while they're fighting, cannibal Human Torch flies up into the sky, and he's filled with rage, and he's just this killing machine.
Yeah.
And so he goes Nova. And as he's going Nova, Hulk grabs Wolverine, and he's gonna like, I don't know what the hell he's gonna do with him, but
Yeah.
Wolverine like plunges his arm into the Hulk's mouth.
Oh.
The Hulk then chomps Wolverine's arm off
Oh.
Ooh.
and throws Wolverine away as Johnny burns most of the people on the bridge.
Right.
So a few people survived, including Captain America, including the people we met before, Captain America,
Right.
Punisher, Wolverine.
They were far enough away.
They're far enough away where they had like help.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Hulk is standing off against Wolverine, who is now armless. They're both on fire. The science team gets away. Like they bought the hour.
Right.
And Wolverine just throws himself off the bridge. It's like, I'll probably be fine.
Right.
He
Most
knows
of
he hasn't
his
stopped
people
him.
were burned and killed too. It
It's
looks
true,
like he
yeah.
Yeah.
didn't have much
no,
left.
it's not much of a.
not
It's,
just-
it's a little bit of a win, but not that much.
Well, the people who were on the bridge were just keeping Hulk from crossing the bridge to stop the convoy. So
Right.
the convoy and all the civilians were out.
Right.
You know what would be awesome is if that supernova that Johnny
Yeah.
does like destroys the bridge and like I was trying to help by destroying the enemies, but I also
Yeah.
like really screwed over the Hulk.
melted
That'd
the
be really
bridge.
cool.
There's no way for them to
I
get
mean, he
across.
does kill most of the Hulk's like team.
Yeah, it looks like there's like maybe like 8 people left. Yeah.
So Deadpool and Punisher and Captain America retrieve Wolverine's body from the river. And they're just like, whoa. And a couple hours later, they just throw him on a slab, and they wake him up.
Yeah.
And he's still got a stump, and he's like, where's my arm? And they're like, Hulk made a necklace out of it while you were asleep.
Wait, how did you know that? How did you see that?
Right, I don't know.
I use a telescope, but I was
telescopes,
going,
yeah, exactly.
We don't. We're just saying it.
Yeah.
It's to get you super angry.
He definitely
and
did
You know
that.
he did
berserk.
that.
Yeah. And I love Cap because he goes, will your arm regenerate? And Wolverine goes, I don't know. I've never had to grow back another arm.
Haven't you grown back from a single like red blood cell?
Yeah, but like we throw that out when it's convenient, so we don't have to answer that question. And I would have loved it if Deadpool was like, or will your arm grow another Wolverine?
Yay.
He
Someone
doesn't say
says
that.
it.
Yeah.
I say that right now. Unfortunately, it's not that.
Oh,
but
damn it.
yeah, Frank's just like, you better hope it grows back, man, because I'm going to need 2 arms of adamantium. And
Yeah, you're like our most effective fighter, and
Yeah.
now you're like half
He's like,
capacity.
look,
Yeah.
I can grow back my arm. I'm not growing back adamantium.
yeah, no, the adamantium
that's
was laced to my bones. That's
gone.
gone.
You got 1 adamantium and maybe some bone claws.
It's
Nah,
definitely
we'll
bone
put some
claws.
back in you.
Yeah. So by the Holland Tunnel, Hulk has amassed the rest of his forces along with the Thing, and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna do this. They're not gonna stop. The wizards are gonna they're gonna use their magic on us and try and make us go back to the weaklings we were, but we're not gonna do that. Look at this. Like he shows Wolverine's arm, and he basically says like, the little man fought me harder than he ever fought me before. Why? What was he protecting on the other side of that bridge? We gotta find out. Meanwhile, Deadpool was sent on a recon mission to find out what was going on.
Oh, because he can blend in because he looks like a zombie.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and also, Deadpool has the disease,
Oh.
but his healing factor is keeping it at bay. It has formed into like a personality within his head.
Oh, and he's like talking
He's
with it
Gollum.
and fighting it and stuff. Yeah, okay.
But
That's a person you don't want to have a split personality.
no, but he does normally. But
Right.
in this case, I think the split personality is like the disease made manifest.
Yeah.
Unlike DCeased, where the disease is like a sentient operating system within Cyborg that's like, this is what we want. We're doing this. I'm anti-life. Like this is more just like it's Deadpool's personality like speaking. There's evil like cannibal Deadpool and there's regular Deadpool. And they're,
Yeah.
like,
But it
at
was still
odds.
like always him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Why are we doing this in the first place? And Deadpool's like, so we could save them. And then it's like, because we don't want our meat spoiled.
Because nobody likes you.
That's what it says. He says, my precious.
He says my precious?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
God.
We're Golluming now.
Yeah, well, because he's Deadpool, so he's breaking the fourth wall.
course he is.
He's got to make those references.
Yeah.
So, the team basically like pulls up a map and they're working out their plan. They're basically like, Shuri, Black Panther's sister, had a Quinjet and she was working on like other shit. Wakanda probably fell. There's no word, so we
Right.
don't know. The hope was to go to Wakanda. Instead, they're just gonna like figure it out.
Right.
But
I'm surprised they're not going into space.
no, yeah, me too. But
Do they
they
have
don't
a
want to
space
abandon.
station?
They do not have. Well, they have a Quinjet, but that can only go like, slightly out of atmosphere. It's not really the same thing.
Yeah.
They don't really go into like super science with it. They just kind of like, we need a Quinjet, which will get us away from here.
Okay.
That's the plan. We're gonna get the Quinjet. Like that's what we need. And they know that like Hulk is on his way. Freaking Deadpool shows up and he's like, "Hey, here's the deal." Like Hulk knows we're coming. Hulk knows we're protecting something.
Right.
So
Now they know that that Deadpool has the disease.
they don't know it, but like Wolverine knows it.
Well,
They're not
Because he can
talking
smell it
about
on him.
Basically.
okay.
Well, Wolverine. We'll see what Wolverine says to Deadpool in a minute.
Yeah.
But there's a great moment where they're talking about how we gotta. They're moving towards the Jersey. The entire Hulk army is moving down the Jersey Turnpike towards the bridge. And I love Wolverine going, great, another bridge. It's just what we need. So they're going to meet them at that bridge and stop them there. And again, we're going to do the same fucking thing. We're going to
Right.
stop them there and let the convoy go through.
Oh, what are you going to do about Human Torch?
He's dead.
Or
Oh, he-
blow up
He
the
like blew
bridge
himself up.
before they get to it.
Yeah, they should do that.
They
So
probably
anyway,
need a lot of explosives that they don't have.
yeah.
They have Frank.
They do have Frank. Frank
Yeah,
has like
but-
a wall of guns, but it's
Yeah, but those are guns. You need like tons and tons of like
There is
high
no way
explosives.
Frank doesn't have C4.
well, he has a bazooka. There's a moment here where Frank's like, I'm with Cap. So Frank and Cap team up, and Cap's like, we're gonna buy the time. You guys go do your thing. T'Challa's there too, and he's like, I wish I could help you. And Cap's like, yeah, go be smart instead of a fighter.
Right.
Like hand-to-hand combat is not gonna help. That's what Frank says to Cap. And Cap's like, that's okay. I'm a good soldier and I know how to adapt. And he grabs a bazooka or a missile launcher, and he's just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That looks like an RPG.
I was using
fought
these
World
before
War
you were
II.
born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So Wolverine meets up with Deadpool and he's like, hey, any trouble out there? And he's like, no. And he's like, because I know that you have the disease. Because I have the disease.
Oh.
But our healing factors are keeping it at bay.
I don't understand how these people are getting the disease. Why doesn't
There is
like
no
Reed
real
Richards have the
there-
disease?
there's no explanation.
Oh.
Yeah, you either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people got it, some people didn't.
Yeah. Well,
If you
and, like,
didn't get it, like,
there's no explanation as to why like Frank is immune.
right. Just like
Maybe
some
because he had a
people
pure
are.
exposure to it. I don't know.
That makes no sense.
no.
Well, is Reed immune as well? Like, why hasn't Reed got
Maybe because
it?
of his elasticity. But like, I don't know. There's no.
Or is it just like there are some people who just like randomly aren't gonna get the disease?
I think that's what it is.
and so
Yeah.
that's who's left.
It's
Right.
like the randomness of being a mutant. You
Yeah.
either are or you aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, Wolverine gives Deadpool a pep talk where he's just like, I know you. You're a piece of shit. You're not a hero. But like, you can pretend to be one for like the last half of this book.
Yeah. You're also not a cannibal.
He was eating something in one of those panels
Yeah.
off of a bone.
He was.
Oh, he was.
Yes, you're right. That's right. Frank and Cap have their Stinger missiles, and they're like watching the armies amass, but Hulk's not there. And so Wolverine's like, okay, well, I'll go deal with Hulk. You guys do this thing here. So long. And they're like, you're not going to survive.
You only have one goddamn arm.
And Wolverine goes, maybe. Or maybe I'll cut something off him and put it on my trophy. And they're like, all right, well, take Deadpool with you. That's what Frank says. Wolverine's like, why? Frank's like, just take him with you and leave. And Wolverine's like, no, you might need him. And he's like, nope, go, both of you, get out of here. And so they both leave.
So this is a suicide mission? Or is it just like Frank knows
Frank knows.
Frank knows?
Well, Deadpool's like, do you think Frank knows? And Wolverine's like, I don't think he did. But the back and forth is basically just because he thinks you suck. But like, no, there's another reason why Frank wants them to go away. So Wolverine and Deadpool leave. They go to Elizabeth, where they face the Hulk. So they because the Hulk is going to the last bastion of humanity, which is just amassing their supplies and getting what they need to get onto the convoy to leave. So Wolverine and Deadpool versus Hulk, and Frank and Captain America against literally everybody else.
Right.
So the two of them just fire their Stinger missiles at like the crowd while Wolverine and Deadpool engage the Hulk. Frank's just having a blast, opening fire. Captain America like gets a little tired, and Frank's like, "Hey, Rogers, come on, let's do." Oh. So Cap succumbed, and Cap says, "I can't be like them. I can't become the enemy." And Frank just says, "You were always my hero," and then just boom.
Jeez.
Great moment, by the way.
I love that image.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he knows it's over and he's just holding onto the shield.
Yeah. Love this shot. And it's one of the few times where I'm like, yeah, this I buy Captain America being the Punisher's hero. Civil War, I think it sucks. Most things, I think it sucks. I think that Garth Ennis thinks that Frank thinks Cap's a loser. Like, there's a great moment in Garth Ennis's Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe where Frank fights Captain America, and basically Cap says, we're both soldiers in wars. And Frank's like, I went to fucking Vietnam. You have no idea what I've been through. And I'm like, fair enough.
Yeah.
That doesn't justify you being an asshole, though. Wolverine fights Hulk. He just embeds his claws into the Hulk's temple. Doesn't kill him, but it does really fuck him up.
Yeah, he looks
Where's
messed
Deadpool
up.
in all this?
Deadpool was wrecked.
Ah,
Oh,
know,
handily
like-
defeated.
Yeah.
Okay.
just hit really hard.
Hit really hard and left. But that was like the last move. You know, Hulk, like Wolverine uses his last remaining good arm,
Yeah.
jams it into the Hulk's temple. Hulk swats Wolverine away, and then kind of just says Hulk, as opposed to him having articulation.
Right.
Wolverine, lying and healing himself in a pile of rubble, sees the convoy going.
Okay.
He knows, as like life fades from him, that he made it, that he did it. Meanwhile, Frank blew up everything and killed all those people. Then 2 years later, we jump.
What? 2 years?
2 years later, T'Challa and Reed have established bases in the North Pole and have sent out parties to recover more innocent survivors and protect them. And their guy, the person they send out, is Wolverine.
Ah, so he did make it.
And he has a new arm
Yeah,
with claws.
With bone claws.
Oh, they are bone claws.
I think they're bone claws.
Okay.
They're pretty jagged. They don't look as sleek as adamantium.
Okay, this entire book is jagged.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, the art is especially jagged. I also love the detail of Wolverine. Like, it looks like Wolverine's really old, but it's ice.
Yeah, he's just coated in ice.
Yeah.
So they haven't figured out how to cure it after 2 years.
No.
So they're not going to.
They're not going to.
Right.
Also,
all they can do is like survive.
What does it matter if they're in the North or South Poles? They can adapt. Like,
Right.
Cold doesn't bother us.
Well, but like they eat and they have to travel via natural conveyance. It's just such a burden to go all the way to the North Pole.
Well, they don't seem to drive cars, so they'd have to walk.
You'd have to walk.
So it's just hard to get there.
Yeah, and like it could be that they're making a pilgrimage to there, but it's more likely they're settling into the Earth.
Right.
Like they're taking over.
Yeah, like why would I like
Yeah, why do I hunt, like the smallest bastion of humanity?
in like a place that's really hard to get to?
Right, and for the most part, they've already figured out they've lost. So it's not like they're going to win or they're going to figure out how to beat me.
Right.
So I'll just.
They're over there and
that
I'm over
makes
here.
even
Yeah.
more sense as to why they should just go into space.
Right. No, I agree.
Abandon Earth.
Well,
They're not going to follow us.
Yeah.
it's easier
right.
to live on Earth than in space, though, even at the North Pole.
Well, they could go to like the Shi'ar.
Oh,
or they
yeah.
could go to
Any other planet.
the Kree.
Yeah, but
then
they're-
they'd be a second-class citizen.
Well, they'd also be abandoning like the people who are left. Like they're actively trying to like rescue people
Yes.
and bring them to the North Pole. So they're holding out,
Yeah.
to save as many as they can.
Yeah. Also, what's really frustrating to me, at least, is that despite Reed Richards' kind of resolve and acceptance that this is over, he still is collecting cannibals
Right.
and experimenting on them.
Like he's like, maybe someday I'll figure it out.
Right. And I'm like, dude, the whole reason why you needed to leave in the first place is because you kept Spider-Man in a cage.
It's too dangerous.
No.
Now,
I can do it now.
It looks like
It's
he
better.
has just some people, but they could be characters with powers. I hope they're not.
Hopefully not.
In any case, that's the situation. Like, so that's the ending. It's just like, there you go.
But also, you have no idea who's going to get it. Like, keeping people on Earth, like, you could change at any moment.
Well, that's true.
Well,
Yeah.
but he probably figured like I haven't changed in like months. I'm
So
not
I'm
gonna
probably not
change.
going to. What
Like
they
everyone
sh-
else changed right away.
Yeah, what I would do if I were Reed Richards is I would probably open up a portal to like a fire dimension and just burn the entire outer surface of the Earth. Like, because if you're gonna leave, let's say you do leave, like let's say you build an ark.
Yeah.
Because, and by the way, you don't need to get in a spaceship. You have Reed Richards. You have teleportation technology. You have interdimensional technology. You could open up a goddamn doorway.
Well, not anymore. He doesn't. It's all
No,
destroyed.
maybe build another one.
Yeah, he built it the first time.
Yeah, he's the one who invented the shit.
Build it for what? All the factories that make like semiconductors and stuff are
I sent
destroyed.
Wolverine to go get some more shit,
From where?
Wherever. There's all kinds of super science layers. I'm going to send Wolverine on a
Super
secret
science
mission.
is really hard to do, scavenging crap
That's true.
from around.
Well, you
but
don't
you need
know.
all
You're
this
not a
custom.
That's why it
scientist.
took them 2 years
Yeah,
instead of 2 days.
Look at these like geocubes.
He's
they're
got to
living in.
build like new factories to manufacture the tech required to make advanced
Listen,
tech.
if I know how to open a doorway between me and like this and that, all I got to do is get my foot in the door.
Oh, assembly line? Yeah, I can do that shit.
Yeah, I am an assembly line.
As a super scientist, I'm used to being able to buy the stuff I
Oh, that's
need to
true.
make the stuff I need. There's no Amazon. Like
No,
there's
that's
no
true.
like
Yeah.
there's,
Yeah.
there's nowhere to get these supplies.
Yeah.
He's at the very end of a gigantic
What I would do is I'd go to
supply
Liberia
chain.
and just be like, Doom, whatever you want.
Right, because Doom seems to have it under control.
Right. Or at the very least, he's.
He did? We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know.
don't
But
I
but I'd
don't
leave.
know.
But Reed absolutely would team up with Doom at this
Yeah,
point.
absolutely. But like, I'd leave. Like, I'd go
No,
to go to.
that would be the
space.
best part of Reed. It comes groveling to, to
Doom.
Doom. And Doom's like, no.
No. Get out of my house.
Maybe there's that happened.
Right.
He's like, I went to Doom.
Yeah. No,
said no.
I called him first.
Yeah.
It's actually embarrassing how quickly I called him. But no, I go into space, but I'd have to make sure I didn't take the plague with me. You can't go into space if
you
there's a
have
non-0% chance that you're going to take this fucking
Yeah,
thing
they don't
with
seem
you
to
into
understand it
space.
very well.
They don't understand it at all.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years. They have no goddamn idea. So I'm thinking like, no, you gotta just nip it in the bud. Everything on Earth is done. Earth is call Galactus. Eat Earth. It's yours.
You can have it
No!
now.
What if Galactus gets it?
Well, that's
Jesus.
Yeah, but like then you turn 1,000 or 1 billion different targets into one big target.
I would say if
That'd be rough.
Galactus can get it, like
Then it's over.
it's over.
Right.
Like, if this is a thing that could affect, like, one of the, like, elder beings of the universe,
true.
this is like, meant to, like, destroy the galaxy.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not
just
just
let it
a
happen.
weird
No,
evolution
yeah.
of us.
No,
Okay,
I would have,
yeah.
because you know that Reed could call Galactus. Also, incidentally, conspicuously absent is the Watcher.
Oh, yeah.
Guess it wasn't worth checking out.
Or he was there, we just didn't see him.
Well, he's always there, we just don't see him.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
It wasn't. We
Well,
didn't have a
no,
page
he
for
knows
that.
this is screwed, so he's
Yeah.
not going to be like, I'm not going to come down and like
Yeah, what?
give you a little bit of advice to help.
Well, because the last thing
You
I
know
need...
that whole I don't interfere. I always interfere.
Yeah, I interfere all the time. The last thing I need is for me to show up to look, and then some asshole who could like slide between dimensions bites me. So,
No, you're in
Yeah.
quarantine. I'm not coming near your
yeah,
planet.
I'm on the moon, and I'm thinking about leaving because it's too close. You'd have to show good faith, because like if you're humanity and you go out into space and you're like, I'm submitting myself to like the Kree and the the intergalactic set of rules and circumstances. You know, what you don't want to do is also bring an unstable pathogen with you.
Yeah.
It's only going to make them want to eradicate your entire species.
That's very true.
So,
Yeah, if you were another civilization,
Yeah.
and everyone's just like, look, we're seeking refuge.
Right.
There's this terrible thing that's ravaging us,
right.
and we don't know who gets it or who has it, and it's
And
just
any
really hard
one
to
of us
tell.
could have it too.
You know what? You can't come.
No! In fact, you're on a ship, prank caller, click. Hey, hey, Gladiator, fly through that ship and just blow it the fuck up.
Yeah, but then you're not allowed back because you might have it.
Right. Yeah. Hell, they could have called Phoenix. Anyway, so Marvel Universe versus Wolverine is like, it's the setup for this crazy new reality.
Right.
And it's neat, and it explores, but it's, I don't know.
There's so
Like-
little explanation that
Right.
it's hard for it to be satisfying.
Well, and especially because what you don't know when you're first reading this 4-issue miniseries is that there's going to be 8 more books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like focusing on different characters during this thing. I don't think we ever get to the 2 years later. I think we just stay
Oh,
here
What?
in this time frame.
Do they never explain it? Like who? I mean, we know that. I guess they did explain it. The
Right.
Russians.
The Russians.
Yeah.
But like,
the
how does
stuff.
it work though?
Right. Punisher.
It's just a virus.
I don't
Why
know.
are some of them not getting it?
Yeah.
Right.
How does it transmit?
I don't
Was
know.
it spread
Immune.
via the air? It can reanimate people who died.
Also, what triggers you?
Yeah.
Like, why did Cap turn?
I don't know.
He just had it?
Right? Like, what is this? Why?
Yeah, this leaves a lot of questions, and you know what? That's not a bad thing.
No,
'cause
it-
it keeps you talking about
That's
it.
the thing. It's a conversation
read the next
starter.
one?
You want to read the next one? I think
Hopefully
so.
they'll reveal more details.
Yeah, but if you don't know there's a next one,
Yeah, right.
This
Exactly.
is a weird ending.
You're just like,
Yeah.
what? And then another one comes out, and you're like, Marvel
Wait.
Universe versus the Avengers.
that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't see all the Avengers in this book. What
No.
were the Avengers doing?
You saw Hawkeye.
You saw-
Hawkeye's more or less the protagonist of the next one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? So, Marvel Universe versus Wolverine, a not zombie apocalypse book. Neat stuff. Who asked for? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, who pitched this? Like, did
How did
Mayberry
this
go
come
like Marvel?
about?
I got this idea, or did Marvel go? We need another Marvel Zombies that is less gross than real Marvel Zombies.
I bet somebody pitched it.
I think
It was
Mayberry
I
was
had
like-
a zombie story, and they're like, zombie story, great, let's do another one.
Come on, John. How did this come about?
Yeah,
Tell
it,
us.
It could be that literally he was just like, they were like, we need another zombie story. He's like, oh yeah,
I've always
Done.
wanted to do a zombie story.
yeah. So
Maybe.
if you want more, stay tuned. We're gonna do the next 2 volumes as we go, but hold on to your hats because it only gets more weird from here. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time with an all new episode of Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
So long. Thanks a lot for watching.
And, you know.
Oh no!
Ah!
Oh gee.
Oh yeah, I have it.
You're a cannibal predator or
Yeah.
something.
Meat.
Meat, fresh meat.
Look at the word, the name they give this thing, where they're like, oh yeah, it even has a name. We